Just give it a second. I do not
Yes.
have a logo.
I
thought about pinging the role again, and I'm glad that I didn't for another match, because I was like, oh, dude, it's because Pulse is playing. No, he's not. Yeah, I totally forgot. Alright.
Yeah, I don't have a Head Preachers logo.
I'm gonna go there and get one more head check on that, that logo.
Yeah.
Any updates on the logo? I will also accept any pictures of a frog.
Oh yeah.
I am. Nolan is
preferably
not
the logo.
Nolan is not responding, and he's the only one who has it.
Uh-oh.
Let me see if.
It might be in up in the THG chat if you can look up.
Yeah, I'm looking. Well, now that's a picture of Nolan's face. Where the fuck?
You want me to use
Yeah,
that?
I remember Nolan sent a picture of the logo.
Preferably not.
You could use that, huh?
I found something. It's not the exact thing, but it might work. Let me DM it to you. God, there's too many of you. What the fuck?
For the ladies and gentlemen that are watching at home in the audience, I will now begin the channel point prediction for who will win. That will be THG versus DI. In that order, blue will be THG, pink will be DI. The prediction, hold on. I'm going to give it a 10-minute submission period while we're waiting for the match to commence, so everybody has plenty of time. As a reminder to any person who is a moderator of the channel, if you do participate, you will not be able to select the outcome. It will have to be someone else. I do have channel points, but I'm actually going to abstain so I can pick it this time. It's actually been really inconvenient before, not being able to. Oh, perfect. I got the logo now. Perfect. Perfect. Little rectangular, but I don't think it quite matters.
And yeah, we're gonna be doing relatively frequent ad breaks after every round, so we don't get an automatic ad that's forced like into the end of a round.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna go into the match one ref and see if there is a link so I can at least start flying around to put something on the screen. Is there a link to this match already?
Yo, Spirals.
Please go back to your proper VC.
Yo, Spirals, do you like Kanye?
Which one's the real Spirals? Okay,
dude,
that one.
Did you just yell at me when I joined build?
You like Kanye?
They're discussing their maps with their team.
You like Kanye?
Okay, so can I get the link to the match?
Oh yeah.
VC, bro.
I forgot.
Do we have a link? Do we have a
I
link?
already sent it to both of you guys.
I'm about to start huffing and puffing, dude.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me.
Yeah, I think Kanye West is okay.
Yo, Spires, can you send it on ref chat? I can't right now.
Can I send it in ref chat?
Yes, please. I can't right now.
Can I blast all of the lights again?
I'm gonna go back to my respective VC. It's really a nightmare in there, especially considering that it's one of 3 of me in there. Out of all of the inane things that teams have chose to do when it's like when they rename themselves during a match, me is definitely a weird decision that I have no involvement in.
What have they done? They've renamed themselves to you.
To you, yeah, to me with like the correct name and everything. And then, little do they know, right after this match, every single Drastic player is going to have their podium first place prizes withheld for the infraction of impersonating a staff member. I'll actually be taking this to a stylist grand jury, and I'm going to have all of these people tried as adults in a court of law. They'll regret impersonating me.
They'll feel the wrath.
In all seriousness, I am waiting for the decision on the matches, or decision on the maps and the votes and the sides for the referees. They'll link them to me, and then I will speak them aloud, and then I'll speak about them with Pulse Drop. That seems to be a pretty good course of action.
Yeah.
So right now we are just in the warm-up phase, waiting for the rounds to get on and get going. And I'm pretty sure because this is the grand final, or the major grand finals, we are looking at a best of 5 and not our typical best of 3. So it is going to be the first team to 3 maps, which means we could be here a long time depending on how close this is. Or a short deal of time if it's 3-0. This is definitively US East. 40 ping, so the server is hosted on US East. Thank you for asking, by the way. That is an important point to mention. And Pulse Drop, I think you have a better knowledge of this going in because you're actually, well, you're the only caster who's played against both teams. So what do you think we should be expecting going into these matches, not knowing the picks yet? Just generally speaking.
It's hard to say. THG is more of a team chem focused, what do they call it, team? So it's gonna be most team game modes, probably Dom or HP. It's gonna be their picks.
Right.
And I think Drastic is gonna be the ones picking the TDM game modes because they have so many fraggers and so many good players that could definitely frag above THG in the right circumstances.
Most indeed. I concur. We should make sure that this VOD gets downloaded. I know people are gonna want this one. Apparently, there's just a place where you can do that nice and easy. I can probably do it.
I'm exporting it
Alright.
when it's done.
So as I said, and as it is still up for just a couple more minutes, right now you are able to use channel points to predict which side is going to win, whether that be the Head Glitchers or Drastic Industries.
We have map. Check
Oh.
ref chat.
Thank you. Holy moly. So, as this goes for these majors final rules with the amount of game modes and maps that are available to the players, there are no bans, so I am about to read out 5 matches in a row, where if these matches either get tied and a 3-0 isn't played, all 5 of these maps can be played. Starting with Elevation Hardpoint, with THG on Ghosts and DI on Phantoms, going to Warehouse Koth, wow, they picked the most toxic things possible, with THG on Phantoms and DI on Ghosts. Round 3 on Suburbia, kill confirmed, with THG on Ghosts and DI on Phantoms. Black Site TDM, with THG on Ghosts and DI on Phantoms. And then Metro Domination lastly, for the same teams. I'm not going to say that 3 times in a row.
And ads rolled in at the very end, but...
And luckily, I already have the teams set to their right positions. This is absolutely fantastic. Apparently 5 ads just got played. Is that like a mode thing? I'm pretty sure that's a thing on YouTube. Like when you select monetization options.
I don't know.
It's automated. I can...
Yeah.
Yeah, it runs for 1.5 minutes.
It's for ads, so yeah.
Baller.
It should almost be done.
Going into the audience and reading what is being asked right now, using those parameters to try to estimate who's going to win, probably Drastic Industries. There's a high likelihood. Drastic got I guess if you were to word it generously, a little bit lucky with the player dispersal when it comes to good players per team. Drastic's a little top heavy. And their main roster is absolutely terrifying. So I think that we're going to be in for a lot of AUG 3 para. And really, chat, relish this while you can. The pro rules are going to be changed for Season 4, and the AUG 3 para is highly likely not going to be a part of it. So this is going to be a blip in the large history of Phantom Forces Competitive as the last season where the main gun being used by the best players was the AUG 3 para. Because it's about to get very, very buffed main game, and it's not going to be possible to run in the pro rules anymore. It's simply going to be too strong. And it's already the definitive pick without the buffs, so it's actually just going to become more threatening. It's up to the teams. Both teams brought well over the requirement of the minimum 5 players they need to start a round. The Drastic VC currently has 8 people, and the THG VC currently has 10 people. So both teams almost have a doubled roster where they're highly likely going to play absolutely every single one of those players. They're playing every single game mode now, so all of these players' skill sets are going to be coming out into full effect. The grenade players and the OBJ players are going to be used when they need to. The fraggers and the rushers are going to be played for kill confirmed and TDM. It's actually really, really interesting when you think about it, that Majors and Best of 5 makes it so you literally have to play every single game mode. This is a true test of skill for both teams. Oh yeah, there should be listen-ins, and I will say now as preemptively as I physically can, Tensions are high in matches like this, as the prize for first place and second place is literally all of the difference in the world, and it is very devastating to get placed in second place and then be denied that melee and all of the cool swanky swag prizes for getting first place. So if I do join the VCs and somebody is utterly losing their mind blasting slurs at the top of their lungs, it's not really my fault, but it could happen.
Jay.
It really is.
We're
just
starting
Jay.
now.
But you can't point someone out like that. All right,
Not
we are
Jay.
swinging into match 1. Elevation Hardpoint with THG on Ghosts and DI on Phantoms.
This is gonna be very interesting.
Pause the music. Remove the stream starting overlay.
Yeah, don't forget this time.
Yeah,
You
it's
did
off
literally
this time.
today.
Everybody
Okay,
makes
we're
mistakes.
starting like right now. It just
Yep.
started.
And the point is starting neutral mid with Vanilla Oreo Cat, Carbon, Wavies, Build, and Miguel. I noticed that Wavies, I forget what his other name he goes by is
Hawk.
T Awesome T Hawk. He is constantly
Yes.
played on Elevation, and it seems to be one of his strong suits. 9ticks coming in with the double to the triple. Could potentially be, ooh, if it wasn't stolen by Kitten Spits, it would have been pretty cool. With a nade coming in, not quite doing enough damage to secure the kills, and a full feed currently for THG with a confident hold on first point. The entire kill feed full. The DI players clearly waiting with the nades to make a team-coordinated push. Sinister still managing some picks, and Kitten Spits holding the point, with almost all of the Drastic players rushing in together. I think absolutely every single player in this match, currently maybe other than one, will be using the AUG A3 para all game. With Miguel and Wavy's now on the point with a double grenade by 04 Sinister. Score currently 7-41 with the rotation happening now. And one thing you are going to see in these major matches, especially for Hardpoint and by players of this level, is nobody will be on the point for those last 10 seconds unless the points are absolutely crucial, because pre-rotation is 70% of winning fights in this game mode when it comes to players at this level. Kitten Spits currently holding on the point alone. We're just gonna call him Ready. He doesn't get to get called that name either. The same thing with Garb, honestly. These names are so obscene. Of Ready pushing onto the point does manage to get killed by Vanilla Oreo Cat, not using their signature Krinkov in this situation, so I do believe this match actually is 100% AUG A3 para, but it is also very balanced right now. 3 players for Drastic pushing on, trying to get some even score, bringing the lead back that they lost a little bit from the beginning point by THG, with just 1 player still managing to hold. They secure the push, 15 seconds left, and we're going to see some of these THG players going for the cap just so they can maintain that lead by a little bit, but most of the other players are going to be focused on pre-rotate now, with only one of them focusing on getting those last few OBJ points. And luckily, remembering where the objectives are is not important when you're watching majors, because they know for you, and they will pre-rotate before I even know where they're supposed to go. We are now on the Phantom-sided point, so it is not a hard expectation to believe that Drastic, with their overall team ability, is going to be able to hold this point for its entire duration, most likely, unless a nade comes in securing a good multi-kill. 1 kill with the nade by Ready, and a kill by Sinister for the push, but Drastic is now regaining all momentum, only dying to occasional single picks, but never losing a foothold on the point. And this could actually spell some trouble if THG is going to struggle to hold Gravel so much. And look at the feed right now. THG cannot accept losing Gravel to Drastic at all if Drastic is going to be able to hold this point as freely as they are right now. That is a triple or quadruple hold for almost the entire duration of this point. Rotation coming up in 7 seconds to Wood Ramp, I presume. All players are going there now. As per usual on these rules, 1 player holds, 1 player push with another one just for security. Build Nice Guys manages to live. Kitten Spits coming in from the mid angle. Now THG on hold with a perfect nade. And another one coming in to back it up. Vanilla Oreo Cat just coming in for the bait, but Sinister and Dio Tremundo working together to hold the point. And this is honestly extremely even, a lot more even than I expected it to be. I expected to see some dominant plays, but this is basically going by the tide of wherever the point is. Drastic did have a good triple hold there, but if that's the only point where they're going to be that confidently holding, I'm pretty sure THG could bring it back. What are your thoughts so far, Pulstrap?
Like you're saying, very balanced so far. Drastic still with a definite lead, with 20 minutes coming into the rotate, but THG's holding it down really, really well.
The
You see
triple
Kitten
tap,
Spits holding Taylor.
KSP
3
on the
people
pillar
on the
with a
cap,
disjointed
just holding it
hold.
down.
Yep. But that disjointed hold is finally getting punished as a full team push is made. These last 5 seconds on triple drain is definitely a bit of a spit in the face for a team that's just trying to get the score gap neutralized. Wow, how are we at that many? What just happened on the Twitch, by the way? That's not regular. Alright, the Drastic players are currently on the point right now. 2 people on hold. Build Nice Guys on pillar with a double, nearly a triple, with all of his health being remained on a disjointed hold. The THT players now all coming in from the bottom, nading from the top, not managing any kills. The predictions are over because the match has begun. But these THT players perfectly stacked up together, and the feed definitely shows it. That is Destiny 2 levels of team shooting that they were just working together with right now. Build manages to lose the fight to 04 Sinister, with Carbon in close effect on the corner. And a lot of trades right now. There's a lot of back and forth in the feed. It is almost perfectly 1-to-1 layered right now. A nice double nade by Build Nice Guys, going deep, managing 2 kills, though he does get picked off by 04 Sinister. The important part about this point has nothing to do with rotation, because I'm pretty sure it goes from the top right to the bottom. Though I don't necessarily agree with that, it's definitely an interesting dynamic that makes this less about rotating and more about control. Because if a team is able to have strong control, they can lose out on rotations and still win. For the people that may be unaware, the reason that everyone is using the AUG 3 para is that in the Majors bracket, a competitive rule set is run limiting the players to about a dozen guns. But as it stands right now, because of that limit of guns, the duplicate law was changed to allow infinite duplicates of any gun, so everyone simply just uses the best gun. To explain why it is AUG 3 para warfare. The THG players, during that little conversation there, managing quite the healthy comeback. Only a couple of the Drastic players on point at the end here, and it is about to rotate back to Gravel. It seems as if they know that. They are piling in from this angle specifically to prevent the Drastic players from funneling in, though it is important that they do stop them from the top as well, with Vanilla Oreo Cat running in deep from the 50-yard line, throwing the nade. That was a little weird. With the THG players capturing their at-spawn point, this might actually spell some trouble for Drastic as the score gap is getting closer and closer, and it seems like they're relying on these kind of like Overwatch-esque big 5-man pushes to make impact for the captures, but you need this individuality that THG is showing right now, with 4 people on the point, only being backed up by a single person. A single nade to stop it. 04 on the disjoint position. He's going to see Wavies and stop him. The feed is looking very orange against blue. THG is definitively going to take the lead right now when their rotations bring them back onto the point. Almost all the Drastic players are pushed back to the absolute limit. It's a good thing Sinister moved. That nade was surreal. That looked like a CSGO lineup. I have never seen that nade be thrown before, honestly. For that angle specifically. As predicted, even though it only is by a handful of points, it was brought back to neutral score, finally seeing a bit of a different gun here as the AK-74 is being run by Zudo Mayonaka, enabling him to get a little bit of extra range, but you also can't discount that 34 max damage for the potential 3-shot kill. The only difference is RPM. The rotation, once again, is on for Drastic. 2 players are lowered by the grenades, but Build Nice Guys watches the door and secures the kill. He knows to run off after the nades start flying in, though not the same could be said for Carbon. Single player on the point right now with 2 THT players pushing. Sinister with an insane clutch. It's better he didn't win the whole fight, but he kept 1 off the point just to make sure that they wouldn't get as much drain score as they're getting right now. But honestly, compared to the last push with Of Epic, hold on. With Of Epic on the AUG 2, a great offensive option here, only does manage to get 1 kill, but now they're cleared off the point. This is exactly what I was going to be looking for with Sinister and C-Trio Drumondo coming in from behind. THC has fully glowed up and are awake for this match. All players other than 1 are on rotation for next point. 3 of the Drastic players appear to be ready on hold, with 2 currently on the cap. Sinister in the Phantom spawn, though no dice on some kills. The THC players could definitely bring this back. All it's going to come down to is holding the midpoint for the double rotation and getting at least a triple cap for both points. And I'm fairly confident, even though we're seeing this with this insane triple hold. Look at the push by THG. Lowered a little bit by the grenade, but Zudo holding it down for his team. Pulse shot. This is a lot closer than I expected, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is what I meant. Well, Drastic is very strong, like each player in itself. THG comes back with the team plays and the nades, and that's why it's actually a close map.
more so than
Drastic
having a
always mans
definitive
HP.
strategy in majors, having one set plan is never a viable strategy to immediately win a match in this bracket when you're looking at players this good. It's all about how you adapt to what they throw at you. With the way the movement works in this game and the gunplay and the way you can outplay people with grenades and etc., there's a lot of room for outplays and kind of getting the upper hand on people pretty easily just by confusing them or doing something that may have never been done before. The double nade by 04 Sinister, assisted by the triple to fully clear the point. Drastic only just now making it on. Of Epic with the nade going in deep, a little undercooked. Comes in, does manage to get one kill. The trades are definitely on. Kitten Spits, no same luck. But Duskia now swapped in. Duskia going in for Zudo Mayonaka is going to be pushing onto the point, though Duskia is definitely known as a bit of a more back map reserve player. He could definitively be used as an asset for THG as a win here. Duskia is able to play at a level for a defensive playstyle that's not normally seen in majors, to the point of where most people would have to adapt their playstyle to be able to match him. Like, they're going to have to make direct changes to how they're playing in order to get a fair fight. THG on full clear, absolutely decimating DI in the feed. And 2 THG players down here at the bottom, exactly what I said. They're one short of my projected plan, but if they're able to hold this point and then rotate back to gravel and do the same thing that they just did against Drastic, where they kind of stopped them on their point for about half of the cap, they will be able to get the score lead and potentially have a stake here in round 1. The score difference only being 100 is no big deal. One person wiped off the point with a grenade. Only Carbon remaining as CDO, 04 Sinister, and Kitten Spits both pull up together. One thing you'll definitely see when it comes to situations where players are peeking in teams in the windows, the comms are likely rapid light speed right now, conveying that information. I actually think I'll do a listen in real fast. We'll see what these teams are thinking real fast. Need one quick moment. Once again, apologies if you guys hear any suggestive language from these teams.
On top terrace.
Where's that banner?
Dead.
One short, dead. I'm going top terrace. Get
Yeah.
free on, get free on. We need two more on. We need more
I'm
on.
sure.
One heli. One bridge. G ramp. G ramp dead. One more.
I'm
The
getting
G-ramp.
on with.
G ramp swing in. There's two. There's two. Nade it.
Yeah, we need to like get them off. Can someone try to nade? I'll just sit there.
Try to nade.
This 4 on point. Jesus. Didn't get anyone.
One all dead.
Bro.
Got 2. Got 3. Nice. Oh.
Definitively a little more laxed in the VC, though what a phenomenal play to switch back now that I'm finally able to speak, not being in their VCs. A triple kill by the pro Oscar, aka Ruby, aka Vanilla Oreo Cat, coming in and absolutely deleting the THG players off their point there. That was going to be the definitive moment where they got the score lead, and they ended up losing it by one crazy rush play. Build Nice Guys on the disjoint, pushed up right now, currently on a double kill. Definitely going to hear CDO here and turn around. Definitely not now that he sprayed. He has no idea he's being chased. He does get picked off. One player for Drastic currently sitting on the point, and this makes no sense. Look at this guy. This is the kind of plays that you're looking for. Like I said, all you're waiting for is, in this kind of match when it comes to adaptation, is for somebody to make a play. And now instead of this person pushing the point, they had to focus someone in spawn, reveal their position, they lose the gunfight, and THG holds. As I said, all they need to do with 2 points remaining is get a definitive hold for the wood ramp, win the next rotation, and THG could very well have a leg up on this. Though Drastic has been up all game, this is still anyone's game, with the first player to be at 50 kills being 04 Sinister, also at the highest KD in the match, carrying his team on his back, fighting tooth and nail to make this happen for his team. And definitely a good sign of a comeback, with THG being first person on rotation, with Duskia on point, dodging the grenade, with Kitten Spits and 04 Sinister coming from the DI spawn. They're definitely not going to be expecting this, and for accounting for it, they did not. Build Nice Guys making up for some of it in spawn with Vanilla Oreo Cat, and close detail of Epic pushing to point with Duskia. These few precious seconds on the point are the entire match right now. All of Epic needs to do is skillfully dodge grenades and kill every single person pushing. Only Vanilla Oreo Cat, Wavies, actually the entire team The whole of Drastic is pushing up. The point has been cleared. If they're able to at least keep the point neutral instead of Drastic controlled, this last point will determine the entire game, and therefore the win for the first round. Making a statement. Woo! Only a 70-point gap, an entire minute left. They should really be valuing those last few precious seconds on Drain. But here we are. The rotation to mid, a 70-point gap, and this determines absolutely everything. The whole match is being played right here, right now. All that matters is whether or not THG manages to make an outplay. Kitten Spits Dusky 04 Sinister pushing all together. This is actually looking really, really big with Vanilla Oreo Cat instantly dead. A potential triple cap and the nades flying in from Drastic. The double cap behind the point was stopped, but 04 Sinister and Of Epic are still here. Build Nice Guys coming in, definitely going to get, naded by Miguel. That nade was for Build. That was a security grenade. And at this point, round one could definitively be called for Drastic with only 20 seconds remaining. Drastic on the cap and not enough THG players in the world to sit on point to bring back the score gap. Here we are. And that is going to end round one in Drastic Industries' favor, giving them the first point. I do believe I am going to have to switch the teams. 04 Sinister won off a 60-kill game. That's a match screenshot. I'll remember that until the day I die. All right, Pulse, would you like to make some comments while I'm switching around the UI stuff?
I don't know really what to say. Really close match. Great plays
Did you
coming
expect
in
it to
the
be that
last
close?
minute. Yes and no. I thought Drastic would dominate a little bit more, but THC showing how strong of a team they are when it comes to team chem, just playing with each other.
The adaptation
just
gap
doing
there
good.
seemed really big. The switch to Duskio was so threatening to
Yeah.
the score. Like, it actually really seemed like a comeback was imminent.
On its way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what you love to see. Because, one thing that's boring, this may just be a Roblox game, but I can watch an Overwatch League game and tell you who's going to win based off the first 2 minutes, off of ult charge and momentum. But you can never quite tell in Roblox Phantom Forces. It's anyone's game, every day. And it's no joke. This is more serious than life itself. People die for this league. Any comments on that, Pulse Shop?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said.
I live, breathe, and bleed for the competitive Phantom Forces Nation. That's definitely what CPFN stands for. Is Nation. Rise up, competitive Phantom Forces Nation.
All right, we're going to do a really, really quick ad break so we don't get one in the first 5 minutes of the match.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right,
So,
we'll be back in 1.5 minutes.
By the way, if you guys subscribe, you'll get absolutely no ads, and you can stay glued to your seat with what might be the most exciting matches of Roblox ever played that mankind will ever have the opportunity to witness. Just saying.
And we're in the ad break.
Where was this pinged for, by the way? Was this full ping? Oh, it was fully announced. That's why.
I did an everyone, and I did an in-game announcement.
Woo!
Stylist should buy bad business so we can have
We are still
SCL
live, by the way.
business.
Be very careful.
There's 195 people viewing right now.
I was gonna say, with no insult to the average Phantom Forces player, I thought that we got raided by some other stream due to the surge of people with juvenile comments. Like, 5 people came in and immediately tried to say something that would, like, get filtered by the chat. But that was the first
260 something.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. 229 right now. Holy shit.
There's a new Star Trek movie, dude. People are getting woke off the ads.
There's 1 minute remaining.
No, I think the ads are over now.
No, there's 2 more.
No.
It just
I
depends.
Can see the
They're over for me.
I think some people get the 30-second ads, and then some people get the 15-second.
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
They're randomly selected.
Yeah, but I can see the ad progress in the on the dashboard.
I would never have the bravery to say that I'm not seeing an ad right now on Twitch. The big hive mind Amazon AI is going to see that and scan your computer for ad blocker plugins. Jeff Bezos will know. Be careful, chat. So we are, for the people. The ads are most likely over for everybody. So now I can go back to the ref chat. It is going to be.
Is the ad break over?
There's some people's over, but
15 seconds, and then I'll start talking about it.
Yep.
Warehouse car.
So ads should be over for everybody now?
Yes, they are done.
All right. So
Next one in 35 minutes.
we are hopping into round 2 right now, which is by far, especially for the people who have normally not watched Phantom Forces 5v5 competitive, this is going to be the utmost sweatiest map that is played in this entire set. This is going to be Warehouse King of the Hill. You are going to see a combination of people playing in very unsavory ways, relying on wallbangs and defensive playstyles, but you will also see the most sickening acts of subhuman combat acted out between these players, as nades will be thrown miles faster and further than you knew they were ever possible to be thrown, and people get 200 stud kills with the AN-94. Pulshop, can you DM me the pro rules list so I can read that out before the match, so everybody knows?
I could. 1 second.
Apparently, Jay is having a motivational speech for his team as we speak.
I think it's somewhere in announcements. The rule set.
You pinned it in our DMs, Faros.
Oh, thank you so much, Pulse. See, it's stuff like that that I need. What is that, a mnemonic device, or is that just me remembering? Alright, so the reason the AUG 3 para is being used, I guess I'm just going to read all of these out.
We're gonna start right now. We're both ready.
I'm just going to paste it in chat then.
Yeah. Warehouse car. Let's go.
There are, unfortunately, no prize payouts. I don't think it's a Roblox rule that prevents that, because there are other games like, what's that game called? I know Arsenal does them. There's that other game that's like Arsenal, but it's not Arsenal. Aim Blocks. They do tournaments where they pay people. This is for a rare melee in-game, a lot of credits, and a tag, and then also a skin. It's mainly only Phantom Forces perks that are dished out. It's because all these people love Phantom Forces. As
They
Warehouse
love
tradition
their credits.
is, I'm going to start at the middle of the map and wait here, and the mortar air fire of grenades should begin immediately, with the THG players already spilling out going to the point, already seeing a lot of AUG 3s, hearing AN-94s, and seeing AK-47s. There's going to be a lot of more weapon diversity this time, so don't be worried about the AUG 3 para warfare that you might have seen last round. So the first cap is going to be for Drastic. Someone kind of just walked onto the point and got it, and it looks like THG is just going to walk onto the point and take it back. Sometimes that's how it goes. As the game gets closer and closer and the score gap increases, there's going to be more grenading, there's going to be more spraying across the map, and this is not going to stand whatsoever. Players will start wallbanging these just to get suppression markers, and then they will spray through it and kill you. But as it stands right now, THG on a very toxic drain, finally getting killed by Carbon there on a nice triple kill, 2 or 3 of those kills being headshots. Very fantastic plays on the beginning of the round. Kitten Spit's already 7-2, definitively leading and fragging for THG. A fantastic start for the round for them, especially with the toxic drain that they weren't ready to account for. And it seems like THG is playing this very masterfully. Would you care to explain, Pulse Drop the Warehouse Master?
Yeah, I mean, Warehouse is considered a Phantom-sided map, as you can spawn ab-side police, which is definitely one of the most strong points. And it gives you tons of map control, and which makes it hard for Ghost to push out. And THG is playing that pretty well, as now they're holding mid and holding police. They have pretty good map control. They just lost police control, but it's okay since, never mind, they just got wiped. Then on the cap, sneaky cap gets needed out.
Sign trying
Great
to
play.
stealth cap, coming in with Carbon on the back, almost managing to survive the spray. One very funny thing that you'll see happen pretty often on this, especially for the Phantoms versus Ghosts counter cap, is somebody will try to cap between the barrels that has a very narrow opening, but because these are barrels and not like a board, for example, that's a flat object, it's hard to shoot through them in an angular fashion, so you have to shoot directly between them, and sometimes it becomes a DPS race for can we kill before they cap. And sometimes people will survive while being absolutely lasered through the barrels by just wiggling out of the way or getting fully behind one barrel instead of using both for cover. Though the grenades are definitely what it's supposed to be used to clear the point. One thing you'll see especially now is when caps like this are happening and phantoms are on respawn, especially when they get their spawn here in the car stack corner, they will throw a grenade all the way over, clear to point, and destroy anybody trying to cap. Just like that, if that grenade did not miss. 9 ticks pushing up. We are currently looking at both teams already playing 6 people, I believe, or Drastic has stuck to their first 5. But THG has already swapped somebody out. Zudo started 0-5. Certainly, definitely due to some sort of technical error. I know Zudo is a zero-error gameplay pro player, so...
Earlier, his keyboard was not working, so...
Yeah, that's what I presumed. And I didn't even know that happened. I just assumed because there's no way you make Zudo actually go negative, unless something's wrong. 9 ticks, sniffing out office police for the cap, manages to get a kill on Jimmy G4X, but with Vanilla Oreo Cat watching from mid with what appears to be the AUG A2, which is kind of the beefy AUG A3 para. It is the 3-shotting AUG AR that is mainly used for its CQC and mid-high damage rush capabilities. It's simply just a stronger pick than the AUG A3 para when some of these situations have you spraying across the entirety of the map. 9 ticks trying his best to get onto the point, but getting air bursted by a grenade, and Drastic is going to right now, as they see players like Kitten Spitz pushing up like this, here we go, they are going to start nading the point just to nade it, just to make sure that no one's there. Because as it stands with all of the cover used on this, there's almost no way to see when someone's capping the point. As we see right now, CDO Trumundo on the cap, does manage to get it alone, loses a fight with Carbon shortly after, but here come the nades most likely. Build and Carbon getting onto the point. Doesn't appear as if anyone's in time to throw anything. That nade not quite managing any kills. That one thrown a little bit too short. And the THG players seem to be doing a lot of good in the kill department, but the Drastic players are somewhat just walking onto point. This is devious. This is devious little build nice guys. Look at him. Waiting, regenning, making his play. A true leader, an alpha of the pack. This is tactical. This is where the Phantom Force's gameplay gets real. Managing a kill, letting all of that regen end up actually being worth it. Duskia now doing things that are seemingly made up, but are actual real plays, and he's definitely dead here. Yep, no way you beat that Krankov. That's a 4-shot slow gun versus a 3-shot fast gun. That's tough. Every single THG player currently stacked up in office, pushing in a straight line, but Vanilla Oreo Cat is, honestly, regardless of their performance, is single-handedly making plays like this to keep the entire team winning. You can stay here, and even if you get no kills or die, it's the value of the comms rather than the value of your positioning. Now with Vanilla Oreo Cat dead, as you might expect, THG almost gets the cap very nearly, but the only points where the cap is even going to be possible are moments where Vanilla Oreo Cat is not on flank, watching the point from a distance, calming to the team and giving them the ability to grenade. Alright, Pulse. What are you thinking? Do you expect it to be this close up until this point?
Definitely not. THG really showing how strong of a team they are, despite how almost everyone's rooting for Drastic, as they are definitely a more stacked team. But once again, THG showing how good of a team and how good they just play together overall. As they just keep pushing up.
Grenade from 9 ticks was unreal. 3 players from THG getting onto the point. Bill definitely not able to stop this on his own. Might have tried throwing a grenade, but he might not have it as they usually throw them off spawn. This is definitely not what I expected to see. Like I said before with the last round, when it comes to adaptation, you see that Vanilla Oreo Cat's kind of forcing them. Look at that. Playing in areas where no man has dared step all game from how far it is from the objective, but it's forcing THG to make up new plays on the fly. Scion just walks onto point, looking dead! Finally springs back to life after that low health cap on the point. Kitten Spitz, 9 ticks, Duskia, and CDO all on the spawn push, coming in together. As all of these players are... pretty much taking defensive positions. Even Vanilla Oreo Cat no longer on the flank, kind of waiting back a little bit. And we are finally seeing 2 of the THG players, now just 1. 9 ticks could have survived and getting sprayed from multiple angles, so it's not too easy. This is getting further and further for Drastic, honestly. It appears as if their strategy is basically now set in stone, and THG is going to be left searching, waiting, looking for a way to adapt. Vanilla Oreo Cat and 04 Sinister duking it out here. The battle of the Krinkov versus the AN. He gets 1 kill. Does get picked off with 9 ticks. pushing up against Build, both low health. Build has mastered the art of not moving, so nobody knows where he is. You basically turn invisible if you're not moving behind a wall in this game. Nobody can know where you are. You no longer exist. As it stands right now, at this juncture, it almost appears as if, even though the score is so close that the round could be called, what is this? I thought they were still using the Krinkov, but this is a AN94 now. 04 Sinister is essentially refighting Vanilla Oreo Cat infinitely. Both teams' top frag IGL typical players are going head-to-head. They're going again! It's going to be another 1v1. G4X coming in finally this time for the assist. Wasn't quite there, but he wasn't needed. Vanilla Oreo Cat securing the kill with that Krinkov. And at this point, there might not be too much to say, but DI has an ironclad hold. It could be up to either team for who wants to drop the 31st. It is between Carbon. He does get it. Sinister, Kitten Spitz, CDO, and Build Nice Guys, as well as Vanilla Oreo Cat, all getting close to 30 kills. Definitely an even match when it comes to individual player performance, but it's the differences in abilities that are making up the difference, the results that we're seeing here, I'd say. Yes, this match is determining who takes first place and who takes second place in the brackets. Vanilla Oreo Cat on the double could potentially get a triple here. Ooh, the Krinkov managing to chunk out half of CDO's health in a short second there. Kitten Spitz would be able to cap Jimmy G4X. Low health, very, very low. He manages 2 kills with a pixel left, though he does get killed by 04 Sinister, and THG is struggling. It's at this point now where I've had nothing to say in terms of comms for the cap, because they're not going for it anymore. They're fighting for survival now. Carbon in the stratosphere all the way up to almost 40 kills now. Also being just by a little bit right now, after Kitten Spitz just died, the highest KD player, though not by much. It could literally change by a single death. And now we're looking at a tough call for the head glitchers. The Drastic Industry players are now on Drain Authority, and they are already winning. Some might call it a toxic drain, but it is more insurance that the round will definitively be won, and that they can't lose from getting drained near the end of the game, which is almost impossible, to be entirely honest. Getting drained out from this point would be substantially difficult. 9ticks getting perfectly naded by that frag, bouncing off the top of the grill. And all of these THG players, once again, fighting for office. This used to be their point of defense, but now it appears as if this is the hill they're going to die on, struggling to regain control of the entire map at large. Kitten Spitz low health on the cap, backed up by 04 Sinister and 9ticks. The cap is successfully theirs. That does bring it back on the table. I do see the quad by 04 Sinister. It is more than impressive. It is ecstatic that he was able to get a quad under such adversity right now. It's more than pretty cool.
He's just the best.
G4X on a triple kill of his own, clapping back in a major way with Vanilla Oreo Cat on the long flank, gets sniped by 04 Sinister with that AUG A3 para, and we are seeing some huge plays. This is where the savagery kicks in. That no more will there be fights for police. They don't need police anymore. What they're going to do is wait back and bait play, and wait for the Drastic players to push and make mistakes. Angles like this are huge. Being able to essentially see anytime someone runs to the point and have a chance to stop it. Duskio with the nade, not quite for the point, going for somewhere else. 04 Sinister pushing up close, manages to get wall banged, but Drastic on the recap, 3.5 minutes left. A 130 score team, or 130 score lead. God, wow. Who knows how I'd survive all 5 matches if I were alone.
All good.
So I guess at this juncture, Pulse, I would start talking about what THG's plan is for next round to not get 3-0'd.
Yeah, it's gonna... Suburbia KC is definitely not THG's strong point. As I said before, KC THG does not like TDM game modes, and neither do they like Suburbia. It's definitely gonna be a rough one.
Suburbia KC might produce different results. You could only hope, especially with people like Duskia doing the PR strategy from last season, or the Chaos strategy, honestly, of kill confirmed high disjoint, of having 2 frag players that run around and then 3 nested players who sit far back. It simply just lowers the amount of tags that you're risking. If 2 players are pushing 1 rusher and that 1 rusher is being defended by 2 snipers, that's 3 versus 2 with 2 versus 1 on the tag economy. You have to view it not as souls on the ground and bodies on the battlefield, but as tags. If somebody like Duskia is going to sit 300 studs away and get long distance picks, it's going to make it impossible for anybody to ever get his tag. So that's max value right there. With only 2 minutes left and a almost 200 score lead now, I will say that this match is to a high degree confidently called for Drastic Industries. But this is not the end. In a normal bracket, this would be over. 2-0 would be best of 3 and they would win. But this is best of 5 and we will be moving on to map 3, which is Suburbia, kill confirmed. Definitely going to be interesting to see from both of these teams since they clearly have strategies when it comes to long range and short range maps. Suburbia is a pretty fruity blend, a pretty nice combination medley of both close range engagements that you'd see on elevation when you're fighting within the houses, but also these gritty warehouse 250 stud plus battles that you're going to be seeing once people get up on those rooftops, especially Duskia. Not to name names or insult anybody, but Duskia will be on a roof this game. If you're filling out your SCL Majors bingo card, dude gets on roof is pretty high up.
Arrows, you're forgetting one critical thing. You can't go on roofs.
None of them?
None of them.
None of them. People will be in windows.
He would be
Fair.
second floor mid house.
People will be second floor mid watching over a great deal. Sorry, I don't play Sub C. I've only played real Suburbia.
Yeah.
Competitive's not real.
You're playing the bad map.
Yeah, I'm playing the bad version. My apologies. With 43 seconds left
all good,
and a
Spyro.
lot of kills, let's take one brief moment to say that though Drastic did win this, the kill disparity, just as even as our prior matches, 0-4 Sinister, once again, might not even be a human being at this point. 57 kills on the board. A leader in the match, second place overall, compared to Vanilla Oreo Cat, who was nearly going negative before, who is now top KD and third highest kills in this match. It is definitely important to mention the kill disparity for these people. Somebody like Duskia, who's more OBJ, is low score, low kills, but high impact. But you have to see these high impact, high score players like Carbon and Sinister and Vanilla Oreo Cat really going in, claws out for these offensive plays. And just like that, the score is now 2-0, and I do believe I have to once again switch the sides. I'm pretty sure.
No, let me check one sec.
Yeah, I do.
In the meantime, I will quickly run another 1.5 minute ad break.
All right. Yeah, I have to
Yeah,
switch
you're
them
gonna-
again, but no matter
Yep.
how many matches are played, never again after this. The teams will be the exact same for the next 3 possible matches that can be played. But if Drastic does end up winning this next round here, no more matches. That is it. All right, boom. Sorry, I know this isn't the most elegant process in the wow, dude. I'm
Ads are
messing up.
running, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Unless
it's okay.
I don't think.
I mean,
many
someone's
people are
seeing it.
Never mind, just one person subscribed.
People might have ad blockers. They're definitely. I promise you, they're seeing it.
It's just a few people.
It's okay. Nobody's perfect. All right. And for map 3, for those who can, we'll just wait for the ad break. I'll have Division tell me when it's over. Actually.
It's 2 ads.
50
left.
seconds.
Yep.
Spyro, so you can use Dragunov SVDS whenever you want.
Well, yeah, but I want everyone to use it because they're doing the thing where they're naming themselves to look like me. I'm hearing another right off the bat.
You're hearing a third one.
Let's go.
Is that break over?
Nah.
30
a little
seconds.
bit.
I may not be very good with it, but I used it once.
That basically makes you like me, I'm pretty sure. 0-4 Sinister. Nice to get in here and see something that one of the players is doing. Not allowing himself to be compromised by warming up with a gun that he wouldn't be able to use in the match. I have never seen somebody do that with the AUG 3 para outside of this this league.
Ads are over.
All right.
Talking
With the
about
ads
lasering
being
someone?
over, yeah, just at 180 studs too. Like that's
Oh, trust
inhuman.
me, the AUG3 para can do that.
So
If
as I
it's
was
viable
going
on
to
desert,
say-
it's viable anywhere.
Oh, of course. Map 3 is going to be Suburbia, kill confirmed. Definitely going to be interesting to see how both teams handle this moving into the match. Because for THD, this is more than dead serious. If they lose, it is over. If they win, they can potentially go for a full 3-2 comeback, since a lot of these next few modes are less gap-based. They're more about consistent play throughout the game. The OBJ modes only really rely on somebody getting a 5-minute power hour play, and then they can kind of dominate the rest of the match. But it could be anybody's game for Suburbia and TDM. Dude, I keep forgetting you can't emp slide. It's so brutal. It's like, and the way that it stops you from doing it too makes it look like I did it wrong, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm horrible.
Yeah, trust me. As a person that just mastered movement, it was definitely killer. The difference between pubs and comp is just so huge for me now.
And this is why I think it should be removed from pubs.
What should be removed from pubs?
I'm sliding.
You think so?
I know so. It's overpowered. Remove M slide and you'll never see a 200 kill game again.
Gonna need you, Spirals.
I don't think you need M sliding to get 200 on Dunes.
Yeah, you don't.
The Dune spawn trap against Phantoms is 0 rotation. It is all same spot. Like you just watch like one area and you don't have to move. Some people in the chat didn't like your take there, but dude, the thing is, I have nothing but respect when you have ideas and opinion. Yeah, I was gonna say I respect you having opinions like that. It's good that we have outward thinkers like that. Though I wouldn't agree, I see the opinion and I see what you mean, because comp has only benefited from it, so why wouldn't pubs as well? You know? I think as it stands,
I'm the guy who got it removed from comp. I might as well try to get it removed from pubs.
you have to keep into consideration that it has enriched comp deeply. We don't have an M107 in comp, or, you know, the DT11, or the SFG, or all of the stuff that normally an Emp slide is great for getting out of the way of, but keep in mind, imagine if this game didn't have super jumping. Imagine some of the best maps in the game, like Warehouse or like Metro, becoming the worst pile of garbage you've ever played, because you go down mid and you get MG3'd, and there's nothing you can do other than one very tiny slide, and that's it. That's all the your options for getting out of the way.
Imagine being on.
Well, that's half the other reason I'm pushing for the balancing to step it up as well. We're seeing things like the G36 get their infinite 4-shot range removed.
But the thing is that shotguns will always be shotguns. That's not a balancer sentiment in this game. That is a developer law that, in their opinion, shotguns should never be turned into Call of Duty confetti cannons that have extremely limited range. So I think so long as this game exists, shotguns will be able to kill at 100+ studs in a single shot within reasonable expectation. If the person's not in cover, or if they're on Warehouse, if they're behind even 2 walls, they are also entitled to die. I think it's good that we're having talks like this. Very progressive. Man, that AUG3 pair really is something else.
The best gun in the rule set. By far. I don't know, I used to think, I don't need the AUG3 pair. I didn't get what was the fuss about it. We only had 780 RPM at 3-shot, but that's fine. And then I used the damn thing.
You're very lucky to be alive, I must say, my boy. I shot you, and you didn't die. Yeah, you actually did outplay me. You jumped and
we are starting now.
All right. That was just a little bit of warm-up, and now we are swinging into match 3. Suburbia kill confirmed. This is match point for Drastic Industries, so the head glitchers need to bring everything to the table. No holds barred, no punches pulled. Let me try respawning to fix that. Okay, there's going to be a permanent hold V to pick up Dragonov SVDS because I have to be here for the match. If I do hold V, nothing picks up, so you guys are really just going to have to deal with that. Not my fault. If I knew spawning in would have caused that, I wouldn't have done it. Alright, and the match commences. We are waiting on first blood, and it is going to be of Carbon, or a Carbon, onto of Epic. 04 Sinister holding back on close, and there's brutal situations like that. All that was one tag. All of those traded kills, even now, has only equaled 2 points with all of those deaths. The unfortunate fact of the matter is, with kill confirmed, without picking up the tags, kills are empty promises. You need to pick up the tag. I'm pretty sure we all know that, but it'll get very important, as you'll see going into this match later on. Vanilla Oreo Cat on the huge roof play. KSP with Of Ready linked up together. The tag economy is saved, though Vanilla Oreo Cat does manage to secure the tag for the kill that they got there. Vanguard clans now being played. Is that... Oh, man. Honestly, Pulse Knight, what's your... Dude, wow. Just
Vanguard clans,
dude,
I don't, like...
wow. I'd lose my mind. I think I'd
He
actually...
may not be the
mental
best on
before the
some
match.
other maps, but on Suburbia, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Dude, he's just one of those people. It's Vanguard and Build are the definitive two dudes that never fold, never bend. Like,
Van
great
is
mindset
definitely-
and great plays.
Definitely one of the most underrated players in the league. No one
Dude, I'm a
talks
little
about him,
bit...
but he's
It's because
insane
he's low
at the
key.
game.
He doesn't let his ego speak for him. He only plays. He's a
He
passionate
doesn't
player.
speak at all.
He's,
He doesn't
has
care.
been playing for years at a high level. Dude, I'm honestly a little tilted just seeing that Drastic roster. Like, I know for a fact that I would shatter playing against this. There's no way. This is a truly testing match. Drastic brought out their slaughter roster for this with their best possible picks. They brought out their Suburbia players. I didn't know that any one Majors team would have a kill confirmed lineup, but if they did, this is it. Currently, the match is up 14-8 in favor of Drastic, and every one person who is pushed up the way these are, Build and G4X, every single person who is pushed into the enemy team spawn on hard rotation like this is doing nothing but driving up team value, because now Of Epic only secured one tag, but is trading that for leaving spawn with a literal pixel of health. Build Nice Guys confirms the kill. That 1-1 now goes neutral. Build Nice Guys sniped out of the air by an AUG 3. Score now 18-14 with THG. What are all of those tags? Get them now! Oh my goodness. We're actually going to see the craziest thing that happens in Kill Confirmed. It's a tag frenzy! It's tags for tags, and then tags are spawning for picking up the tags. Either one team could get the lead by taking control of the situation. It appears to be THG. The score is now even from all of that tag trading. It can go to the point of where there are 20 active tags in play from competitive players simply stopping each other from getting near them. The plays that we're seeing right now is the absolute furthest extent and best ability of both teams. They are putting their best foot forward and fighting their hearts out for this. Currently a triple by 9ticks. He's one off the Fateful, doesn't quite get it. It's almost as if it's Jinx now, isn't it?
Curse.
Everybody
Yeah, it's a
wants
curse.
to be pretty cool, but nobody can be.
Are we still making jokes about the time Dungeon said it was pretty cool?
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
honest.
no,
That's a
that-
highlight of this
definitely not.
entire league. Sorry that you got two different answers there. The score currently 1-1, 26-26 on the tags. The THG players refining their strategies, playing it very smart now, going from getting absolutely trailblazed on the score to now being up a single tag. Vanguard clans very low, deciding to run away to not risk dropping any tags, pushing up with Carbon. The double push is always important. Vanguard going to wait back on the regen, being assisted by Vanilla Oreo Cat as well. The nades are flying in, and both teams are having a little bit of disjointing like this. Some of these are spawn, some of these are like voluntary defensive plays, but a lot of it is the teams are just staying stacked together. Unless they spawn somewhere far away, what's it called? Unless they spawn somewhere far away and like disjointed from the team, they're going to be running with the team. This is basically like competitive like Call of Duty, where it's like pack mentality, because 3v1s win gunfights. Alright. And back up 41-28. In that time where I said THG had refined their strategy, they basically started to get taken advantage of by the Drastic players, now pushed up fully into their spawn. And I can tell you personally, I have been in this situation. SCL Season 1, I had to play Suburbia kill confirmed against a team that was significantly better than us. And this situation right now is nothing short of devastating. The cars here, right here, including these, are not actually cover when you spawn in these houses. They are an illusion where you push up and then either get blown up or shot through them or under them. This is the first team to 3 wins, so Drastic is currently looking at their match point with an insane cross-map grenade. And Zudo now being played in for Of Ready. both teams still as coordinated as they can be, playing in these stacks. It seems like Drastic just has an absolute lock on all sorts of game modes, but this match cannot be called quite yet. Pulse drop, Knight, what are you guys thinking?
I mean, just
I'm thinking it can still go either way. There's still 9 minutes in the match. That's plenty of time to go around. You saw Heglitchers be cramped up in the back of their map and then come back. So really on a map that has no particular side advantage, anything can still happen despite the fact that they're like, what, 15 tags down?
Yep.
I mean, I would say almost quite the opposite. Drastic is showing how dominant they are with this map control, and it doesn't look like that could be going anywhere unless TSG changes something up, as literally 4 of them are in the corner of their spawn. It's going to be really hard for TSG to make a comeback.
One thing that makes this gross is that in a public match, in a 30 or a 16v16 situation, in a 32-person lobby, it would be not a far-fetched to say that a 20 tag gap is small, but you have to view it in staggered gaps. So the maximum amount of tags you can get if you ace the enemy team and take all their tags is 5. With a 15 score lead, that is a THG triple ace, a successful, flawless triple ace of the enemy team. Now only down around 10-ish tags, though the score gap is still fluctuating back and forth. The one thing that you have to account for, especially on a map like this, with the distant buildings and the ability for the players to use ranged guns in the pro rules, is that at any point, Drastic can decide that they're done playing this game because they already won. There is no rule whatsoever about getting a score lead, no matter how large or minuscule, and then playing absolutely bare-bones defensive, cooped up in the back of the map on Apocalypse territory. Just keeping your score lead and making it so every single person that pushes up gets punished. Currently, the gap is a little around 20 tags. THC definitely struggling a little bit to regain control here, but it could still be, it is halfway through and it still could definitely be anyone's match. Though they would need those aces and to have them be perfect to bring the score gap back instantly, nobody said they had to do it in one fell swoop. That's only under the pretense that they were to do it immediately. Little by little, THG can make plays here, so long as their players aren't wasting their lives frivolously and running away and splitting from the team like this to offer up an extra tag. They can slowly take this lead back and kind of creep up onto Drastic Industries. I would say keep staying hopeful is the best bet for them. Only down 20, saying only and then 22 tags, a little messed up, but they're currently down 21 tags. Do either one of you guys think this is realistically possible for Headglitchers to come back?
I mean, with Sinister flanking all the way around, this could definitely be a huge wave of THG players being able to push out of their spawn. That's only if Build Nice Guys and Jimmy could be taken out. If THG could play like a group here, push out with Sinister, this could be huge, but the way it's looking, it's not. Oh, I might be wrong. Build is low, now everyone's pushing out. This could be really good for THG.
That carbon kill
I don't know about winnable, but
Sinister is low.
22 tags is still.
This is definitely the best moment they've had here in a minute. All right, I am going to do brief listen-ins. I'm going to join the team, starting with the Headglitchers, then going to Drastic, just to get an idea of what is going on. Starting with the Headglitchers, here I go.
Take the tags.
Go, go, go! Ba, ba, ba.
Ba, 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 ba.
Bow, bow, bow.
Left side, left side.
Bow, bow, bow.
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah.
Oh, back.
I'm going
right
after
side.
spawn, I'm bored.
You guys need to display. You guys seriously.
No 18 HP hour tramp, bro. Bro, stop joining. What the fuck?
Why is this so
You can't say that to me.
Right? Alright. I'm gonna. I don't know.
I've only joined twice. Wait, have other people been joining?
I don't know. A lot of people are joining.
This will be addressed.
60.
Back.
I can't. I just joined and they said stop joining. It's the second time I've done it. Anto's in there. I don't think he's supposed to be in there. They got people just sitting. They got Izumi sitting in the THG. I think she's recording something for a video though. Dude, I joined the THG VC and they're going bow bow bow, bow bow bow, just over and over bow bow bow, like it's all they were doing.
Pow! Just like I don't know.
It was like bow bow bow, like that, like repeated. That honestly, I think
Was
you
it
know.
a chanting
or something?
Pew? Pew
I don't-
by chance?
No, it was just
Yo.
it was just bow bow bow. I would dare to say,
say
if you were to consider a bow wow to be similar to a bark, I think you know where I'm going with this pulse drop.
oh,
that
Oh my
could have
god, it's
been
a werewolf syndrome.
that could have been late stage werewolf syndrome. Everyone, definitely be worried. Dude, I don't know if I should be taking this joke into the majors grand finals. Is it too far?
I think it's time it's time to leave. I need to get out of the majors community before I get werewolf syndrome. I haven't caught it yet.
Dude, you definitely
I hope
don't want it. Especially now with that new movie coming out, you could get pursued by a vampire. I heard they fight werewolves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
really
morbed on
tragic.
by
No,
Morbius.
no, you're not supposed to say it. That's copyright infringement. Now we're in trouble. Knight, get our lawyers on the phone. We are
Oh god, Saul on speed dial? You're gonna have to give me his number.
we are now at, unfortunately, what appears to be with 4 minutes left, the end of the round. It appears as if this can be confidently called for Drastic, but look at that kill feed. Do not make me eat my words. The Drastic players finally losing their footing, but the thing is, in a situation like this, comebacks are, you know, we all love to see a good underdog story, and a comeback here would be nice, but you have to question whether or not that was the Drastic players dying, because in a game, for example, I use Overwatch a lot for this, for the 5v5 team fight aspect. Was that death via overextension, or was that a properly won team fight, is the question. Was Drastic
They are
simply,
right
and
proper in their spawn. They're kind of being disruptive here.
based on the kills right now,
Gap has gotten back to 15 points rather than 20, 25.
a 4-kill clapback from Drastic, now dominating the kill feed, with 9ticks fighting down to tooth and nail, trying to bring this back and make this a salvageable game for his team, flying up to the top of the board, not with the most kills, but based on multi-kills, because of how much he's putting his life on the line, with 2.5 minutes left and the score gap being 17 tags.
9ticks, don't miss.
At any one moment, the THG players could basically have the match be forfeited out of their hands if Drastic just decides to stop pushing, if they want to relish and enjoy their score lead here. It doesn't appear as if anybody other than Vanilla Oreo Cat is on a credible or trailblazer amount of kills, so I don't think that either team is going to commit to keep playing to go for kill goals, like 60 bombs or anything like that. So, 2 minutes left, back to the 20 tag gap, unfortunately. As I said, realistically, I don't think I could name a more terrifying roster of current players other than what Drastic is running right now. Actually dead serious. This is simply how it goes. Supposedly Season 4 will have a better dispersal of super teams, but this is the effect when you try to play against God, or a team of gods. Some of these players, for the people who don't know, we saw some of the people from the various stylist pings. Some of the people in this match right now, namely Vanilla Oreo Cat, they very well may be considered the best competitive Phantom Forces player, period, right now. The #1 player. Along with other people who are confidently within the top 20 on both teams, but especially in Drastic Industries.
Drastic definitely has considered maybe even top 5 best players.
They have 5.
even
They have the top 5, which is
basically.
troubling. But
I mean,
that's
like,
just how it. I mean, I don't know. Sinister's good.
Excluding me and Sin, it's basically the top 5. I mean, it's just how dominant they were supposed to be, and
we're hoping to see more stacked teams next season to avoid a calamity like this. Not to say this wasn't really nightmarish, and there's definitely been more unfortunate finals, or close to, maybe not grand finals. I don't know. PR versus ID was pretty rough when that one guy showed up. That guy must have had werewolf syndrome, that's why his guns didn't move. But it does appear as if this was actually a reasonably close match, and 2 out of 3 of the matches were played were very close. Credit to both teams, up and down. Definitely interviews from multiple people this game. We're gonna get some insight from these players. And there it is, and that is it. With a clean 3-0 called from very many people, and even one in this VC, who knew that Drastic versus Drain game would have been a lot closer of a match. The match is called, the prediction is finished, and Drastic Industry wins over the Head Glitchers 3-0 in this set.
Should we drag people in here?
We should drag people in here. Whoever you think would be good for an interview.
Oh, Nick.
Drag Sin and build in Ruby.
No, let's do Drastic first.
Alright. And just do Ruby. Yeah, Ruby.
Hi,
And
Nick.
Dan, maybe.
No.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Ruby.
I'm dragging the whole team in here.
Yo.
Congrats on the win.
Yeah.
We won this season.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're the boys that were on PR last season.
Good job,
pick.
Hawk.
This is
You
for us.
popped off.
Let's go. Thank you, Pulse.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So there's actually been a little bit of a mix-up on the rules here. You guys won't be getting a melee. Is that okay?
No, that's not okay. That is not okay.
So the first place team actually, as it's been updated on the rules, as of when I got this
Wait, I'm a
role,
werewolf.
even though I didn't change the rules, you guys are getting werewolf food instead.
Oh,
okay. Okay.
Let's go.
That's
Even
what I'm
better.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, take
I'm
a
a
picture of
werewolf.
mid. Come spawn and take a picture of mid.
What if I moved everybody in? Would you guys say, is there any hostility
wait, I'll
between
take
you
the
guys in THG?
Probably
No.
not.
Oh, well,
Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm not gonna ruin this.
Try to look at the tank.
So, going into that match, or going into all three of those matches, what were you guys thinking? Were you confident in this win before I ask any questions?
Alright, so the strat was win. It's always been in the strat channel. It just says win,
It
and
just
we
says win?
Yeah, it just says
That's
win.
interesting.
Yeah.
I can't help but
That
notice
was-
you won. That might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I think that was our strat in the end, like to win, and we did win
Yeah.
because our strat is to win. You know.
Trying to think about
No, but
specific
honestly-
moments. Were you guys afraid on elevation when they were coming back? Were you guys
No,
afraid
but
at
the
all
thing-
on any three of the rounds?
We haven't really played together since semifinals.
Spirals. Spirals.
Yes,
This is
yes.
Desert Sea. We can't show this on stream.
I'm not.
The map makers will get mad.
I'm not. Wait, is
Okay,
that really
good.
a thing?
Yep.
I want to show it so bad now.
I got a chicken burger. It's really
Alright.
good.
I'm not going to show it. Well, I'm honestly not too sure if I have too many questions. It seems as if both teams fought the good fight. I honestly think that this was a good stream. They pinged in the server, and then they also did an announcement in game, so we were at like 200 viewers. So I don't want to
That's
say
crazy.
anything that's gonna like sour this VOD. So GG to you guys. Thank you so much for bringing us such an interesting match. Honestly, there was a lot of pretty crazy plays in there. A lot of AUG 3 para. You guys happy that that's going away? No more AUG 3 para warfare next season?
I'm
I mean,
so happy.
the thing is,
Let's
no.
do another gun.
Let's move on to the next gun.
Yeah, oh God.
Nothing's gonna change.
No, but the
At
thing
least
is,
it
if everyone's
mixes
using
up.
the same gun, it doesn't really matter that much. But I'd say the AUG prepare is a little too fast. Like it kills a little too
Yeah.
fast. You know.
Well, I do believe that is it for the stream. Thank you for everybody who came in and watched and supported your favorite team.
We know it's
that-
Drax.
Huh?
The Hegler just.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you can bring him.
Should we?
Get him
Should
in
Drax
here.
in?
Get
What
him
are
in
you
here. Get him in here.
Very kind things, I hope.
Dude, we
Get
need
him in
to-
here.
MSG 90 Pro Rules
Hello.
Society.
I
Sin?
love Sin.
Let me just
Yes.
say, by the way, I actually that is somebody who's worth talking to from THG after the match. 2 games where you almost got 60. How did it feel playing like you weren't human? Do you feel like you're turning into a werewolf?
No.
Was that your full moon playstyle perchance by chance? I don't think I
Most
briefed him on the
like-
joke. I don't even think he knows what I'm talking
No,
about.
I don't know the joke.
Oh, I ruined it.
Yo.
I ruined it. I made the joke to somebody who doesn't even know it. Oh.
You need to pretend to be a werewolf.
Everyone was
Well,
supposed
no,
to
you
be in
need
on
to
it.
be a
I've been
werewolf.
telling people when I do interviews that they should pretend like they're becoming a werewolf.
You never
And they're
told me
ex-
that.
Yeah, I didn't let you in on it. I don't know why.
Damn.
Well,
He doesn't like you.
Wow.
Um,
That's
It's a hard truth. It's a hard truth.
At least you love me, Nick.
Any retirements here? Anyone's hanging up the keyboard?
oh
Yeah.
yeah, that actually is a pretty important question. Is this anybody's last season? And then you're done?
This is my last season.
Oh.
Really?
That's cat.
I never even got to know you,
Nah,
Jimmy. That's
yeah,
heartbreaking. Are you serious?
I'm serious, bro.
Thank you. Honestly, this is a perfect way to end it off. You're going to get a sick melee that you're going to be able to keep for the rest of your life.
Not to use.
Remember exemplary behavior from all of you. You guys can have your podium prizes taken away if you're caught acting a fool. Okay? So don't tell anybody to do anything in chat in game that has anything to do with dying. I'm not going to specify. You know, just be nice. Because I don't know.
Come on, Sinon. Come on.
Sinon, are you doing that? I wasn't even specifying anybody. You just got ratted
I
out,
haven't done
man.
that. I have not done that.
Oh,
Well,
at least not in game chat.
Jay is also retiring. He's spamming chat. Epic
He's-
JDL Master.
I'm retired. Oh, all right. I'm going to talk to him.
Get
as well.
all of them in here.
I'm gonna
Get them in here.
Actually,
I'm moving everyone in
as
here.
a matter of fact, yeah, get everyone in. I moved to VC.
Get him in here.
I might have moved to VC.
That's match 1Q. Okay, never mind.
No, it's media room.
There, I fixed it. I'm sorry.
That is the wrong VC.
Move
Wait,
Jay
now
in
I
there.
fixed it.
Sit right upper. There we go.
Oh yeah, I got Jay in here.
Hello.
All
All right. Now,
Sure.
what was your mindset going into the game? I'm asking that to everyone. You may all start talking at the same time.
He's the worst fan of the game. He should retire. He's an old man.
So yeah, what the hell, Nick? So Jay,
Yes.
no more competitive Roblox after this?
No, I felt it was hindering my performance in other games, so I decided to focus other stuff.
Go Radiant and Val.
Mostly Val and some Halo Infinite.
Hit me with that screenshot when you rank up in Val.
I love
I
bad
diamond
business.
and then I lost it due to some unfortunate circumstances. So.
Well, now that I have both teams in here, truly a standout performance from both of you. Thank you guys for making matches that are not only entertaining to watch, but matches like that that really enrich the community. We got a ping in the Discord and at everyone, and there was also an in-game ping that peaked out at 260 viewers while you guys were playing. So you guys are real
Really?
superstars now. Yeah, don't let that get to your head.
shit.
Yeah.
They saw I was
That's
still
more
on the
viewers than I've
stars.
ever had on my Twitch before. That's real.
I got 8 viewers.
I had 8 viewers once too. If you count my mom's account that she has on her phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not to keep delaying the end of the stream here. Now that I have both
Delay it.
teams,
That's a troll.
GG to both sides. Once again, thank you guys for an honestly entertaining match to watch.